Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Keeves, and welcome to another episode of Hearts of Iron 3 with the Total Realism Project mod. We're playing as Japan, and the date is November 1936. So far, what we've been doing is kind of getting everything all sorted and ready and upgraded in a lot of ways. We are upgrading cavalry units up into light armor. We have a couple of infantry and rocket artillery brigades being built at the moment to be able to flesh out those units. And yeah, then eventually it's going to be industry. Then we got garrison units that's going to be sitting on our ports, and then we're going to go on to Navy and eventually Air Force. So we got a lot of stuff that needs to be built. So right now it says that there's 1,000 IC getting shoved into production. We have nowhere near that kind of IC to use. So that's good. Well, it's good in a sense. We have units set up along this line against the nationalist China border here. In about 6 months of game time, we're going to be going to war probably with them, as the Marco Polo Bridge incident is going to be happening in, I believe it's July 7th, 1937. I don't know if Event is going to kick that off, or if I have to do it the classic way where I got to bring my diplomacy down enough to be able to declare war. However, I hope it's not that route, because my neutrality is essentially not going down. It just isn't. Even though I'm doing espionage, I'm getting covert ops points, I'm increasing the threat, you name it, doing a whole pile of different stuff. So hopefully the war just kind of kicks off. I know in vanilla Hearts of Iron 3, because when I first started playing Hearts of Iron, in vanilla Hearts of Iron 3, I would only play as Canada. That's it. Mostly because I wanted to see how far I could take it. I wanted to see how much I could do as Canada. Because I'm Canadian, right? Because I was like, oh wow, let's see how big of a Canadian empire can make. In fact, my first playthrough, my first series, and now that I look back on it, it's actually quite terrible series. I did almost zero commentating on the entire thing. The sound was all screwy. I mumbled a lot. You could barely hear me. It's probably it's funny looking back on that series and this one, and or the newer ones, and seeing the difference in the way I approached it. And it wasn't that long ago even. It's only like 4 months ago or so since I've done it. Anyways, it's not the point. Let's get back to what I was trying to say. Which was something, except my mind just went blank. Oh, right. Hearts of Iron 3. The vanilla I only ever played as Canada, and when you're playing as Canada, at a certain, you do intelligence stuff, right? To reduce your neutrality and increase the threat of everybody else. But Canada does the same thing. Your neutrality doesn't really move, or if it does, it's very little. And then suddenly stuff starts happening in Europe, right? Germany annexes Austria, Germany annexes Czechoslovakia as soon as the war hits in 1939. Actually, it's a little bit before. I think there's one thing that happens before 1939 as Canada, and it just, you go from giant chunks of your neutrality starts going down. And then something happens, and it just brings it straight from 30 neutrality down to 0, just like that. So I wonder if this might do the same thing, possibly. We'll see. But that brings me back to kind of how I've played Hearts of Iron in the past. For like a year, I played as nothing but Canada, so I know Canada in, out, and backwards, right? In Hearts of Iron, but the other countries like Japan, like I've never played the Soviets. I've never played as Germany. I've never played as the United Kingdom. I've played as the U.S. once, but I was extremely boring, and I couldn't even get halfway through the playthrough because it's just it was really boring. Never played as Italy. Um, yeah, I played a little bit of Sweden. I played a bunch of South American playthroughs actually, and they were tend to be fun in a sense of trying to see how far you can go without the U.S. intervening. But other than that, because they have the independence guaranteed by the U.S., eventually you hit a wall because even if you get like I think the couple playthroughs I played is or one playthrough I played as Argentina and I got all of South America. I think once I did the same thing with Bolivia. But even if you get all of South America, right, everything, and you even most of Central America, right, even if you get everything, you still cannot compare in manpower and technology to the US. Not even close. You don't even get to half, right? So the US is far technologically superior. Their units are better quality. Their units have better tech, better equipped. They have more. Uh, they have a much stronger industrial center, so they can pump out more tanks. They can pump out more units. They just pump shit out non-stop, way more than even if you have an entire continent under your wing. The US can still pump out more than you can by a huge margin. So it got to the point where it's like you get all of South America, you get a good portion of Central America, and then you kind of have to play this defensive role. And by the time you feel like you might be able to take on the US, you give it a try and you just get rolled. Because, in all that time that you've been playing this defensive game, the US is just pumping out more and more and more and more units. And you just can't compete. So, that's been my experience playing in South America. I've never played any African country previous to this mod. However, the only real African country is South Africa. So I've never played as Australia, never played as New Zealand. Of course, I've played as Hungary. You've seen that before. And of course, I've played as Republic of China or Nationalist China. If you watched any of my other series, you would see me play both of those. But that's it. That's all I really played. I really enjoy small main ship armament. Okay, I really enjoy playing as a separate entity away from any of the factions. I find that the factions in Hearts of Iron 3 limit your ability to play the sandbox rather than reinforce your abilities. It limits the actions you can do, it limits what you can go after, mainly because you cannot pick and choose your fronts anymore as soon as you join a faction. Because, say if I'm Japan, right, and I join the Axis and I go to war with the Allies, I no longer have a single front anymore. I'm not just attacking, say, Nationalist China or Siam or anybody, right? I'm no longer attacking one individual country. Now my fronts are in so many different areas, right? I don't have a single target. I now have multiple targets, lots of targets, and I have to take them kind of. The only way to defeat the allies is take them out one at a time. And the issue when you're doing that is, as Japan, if you're doing the classic example of fighting the allies as an Axis Japan, not only do you have to push against or hold against United Kingdom there, you got to clear out all these islands, you got to take out Australia, you got to take out New Zealand, and you got to push these islands out as well. So you got to hold a defensive. You have to push out this entire area. You got to island hop. You have to take out all these sections, and at best, at least the minimum you can do is go out here and just hold Hawaii and the surrounding islands. You got to garrison them and hold them while you proceed with dealing with India and then onwards, so that you can get rid of the Axis threat to the east. And then once that's done, once the Axis threat to the east, the United Kingdom is dealt with in India, usually by that time Saudi Arabia or Yemen or Oman or these guys, actually they're already allies members. It's hard to really tell who's an allies member because it doesn't actually show. But like Persia, all these guys, normally they become allies members eventually, right? This area. Oh, Syria and Jordan, that's new. But normally this area is allies. By the time you get there, the United Kingdom is usually dealt with Italy in North Africa, and Turkey is kind of the natural barrier between the allies in Africa and the Middle East and the Axis in Europe. That tends to be the natural barrier, the Turkish. And if Turkey decides to join a group, that's when it kind of spills over. But before that, it's just it just sits there. So Japan is, kind of given this task as the Axis to deal with pretty much this entire area of allies. And if you don't deal with that entire area of allies, Germany and Italy won't. Italy won't be able to deal with Africa or this area. I've never seen it before. Germany never really gets in because I don't know. It's just they never get their shit together to the point. They have to deal with the Soviet threat and defending the coast here, that they never really managed to get their shit together enough to be able to handle any of the African area at all. So that task is kind of placed on Japan to do as a human player, because the AI is too stupid to do it themselves. So that's a huge task. That is a huge task as Japan. However, if I don't join a faction, if I go solo as Japan, then I can take out Nationalist China. I can take out the Gangxi clique, Yunnan, Zaibei, Tibet, Xinjiang, Shaanxi. This whole area, I can take that. And then from there, I can move on to other avenues that aren't in the faction. Get myself in a position where I am happy with my current position, and then move on to, once I've got myself in a position to move on, then I can, right? For example, like Persia here. as a perfect example. Persia and Afghanistan. Those are two that tend to stay out of the limelight for a while. They do eventually join a faction, but for the most part, they kind of just chill. Usually, Afghanistan joins the Allies before Persia does, or Iran in other playthroughs is usually what it's called. Um, Sorry, other mods, and I think in vanilla it's called Iran as well. Usually, these guys, Afghanistan and Persia, just kind of chill. They don't really join a faction for a while, so they give you the prime opportunity as a non-aligned force to go over there, grab them both, get the resources that they allow, also grab the oil that they allow, because I think Persia has oil, and just be like, well, there we go. Okay. These guys need to go right here because those dudes are being upgraded. That's right. So this right here, this infantry and this rocket artillery is going to flesh out these tank light armor brigades that are still being upgraded. So I'm going to put them there. They aren't going to be done till December 30th, however. Submarine 4. So yeah, as Japan, I could deal with the threat of China. Then I can deal with, or I can go out here, make a land grab over here, grab the well needed, or yeah, the oil that I might need, um, and go from there. On top of that, I could say, hey, I want to take out Portugal. Portugal has land here, and over here. I can grab uh, lands of Portugal all across the ocean, giving me, um, I guess, HQs or bases of operation to be able to engage the allies all over the globe instead of just from one arena. So doing that instead of joining a faction right off the bat is probably the superior choice, in my opinion. Small aircraft. There we go. They're done. Small aircraft armaments. Cool. So that's all sorted. Tank guns are getting done here in a minute. That's nice. December 30th, so right on the eve of the next year, we're going to get all these light armor finished, and we can truck them back to the front over here to get ready for the offensive as soon as the war with China kicks off. We also have these units right here. We have these units right here that are being upgraded. We have massive amounts of units that are either built or being upgraded, ready for an offensive capabilities once the war with China kicks off. China is going to be interesting, though. I hope I have enough mountain units to be able to deal with it, because the good portion of southern China here is all mountains, like so, and that is a bitch to deal with. Like northern China up here is plains, a little bit of hills, hills, cities, plains, pretty easy stuff. But once you get to southern China, you're hitting jungle, you're hitting mountains. Ugh, it gets to be a grind. So the terrain down here is so crucial, so key to an offensive against China. I feel China can be one of the toughest opponents in this game due to the terrain that you have to deal with. many we got here? 4. So one more. Oh, there we go. Some of the tank crews are done. Like so. There we go. All the tank crews are done now. We just need one more. That's going to be done 2nd of January. Which is awesome. And then these light tank divisions. So light tank, infantry, rocket artillery. Now, my only experience with rocket artillery has been with the Black Ice mod, and they have met with great, amazing results in my experience. Now, I didn't do it on a playthrough. I was actually testing a certain playthrough, and then I was actually recording a playthrough. Is what happened. I was in the process of recording a playthrough, and then I had to move. And as soon as I had to move, that's when everything kind of went all tits up, and I could no longer play because it was on the Black Ice mod, and my laptop cannot handle that. So let's actually bring them here and see if I can land them on the coast instead of having to put them here and then trucking them around. Let's see if I can do an amphibious landing on my own land. Hopefully. It'll save a lot of time and fuel. So these guys are being upgraded. Those guys are being finished. And then those are more mountain divisions. They're going to be done in May, so that's actually before the war starts against the Chinese, so that's perfect. We'll have full group of units. Invasion. Ta-da! Hey, it worked. It's perfect. Okay, so these tank ones. Yeah, so those tank tech can be taken off because they're 1938. I don't want to do 38 ones because they take a little bit longer. I'd much rather stick to 37. Anything that says 1937 or 36 for tech. So like this and this. I prefer to do that instead of 38s. 36, 36, 36, 36, 36. Those are 1918, so actually I'm going to put that on there as well. Like here is a bunch of 37s. This is all 1937, so let's just get all of this. This is positioning and morale and everything like that, so let's get all of that. That'll set it. That'll pretty much fill up our entire 1937, I think. Okay, this guy needs to go here. So I believe he's going to fill in the units that are going to be. And then these guys, like so. Oh, I can only get them to get off of it. Okay, so it's either the 1st or the 5th. I need to figure out which one is completely empty. It'll probably be the 1st. Yeah. So these guys need to attach to the 1st. Like so. We're getting there. Attach to the 1st. Come on. Okay, so that's... I think that's it. I think everyone's attached to the 1st. Let's double check. Oh, I can just go like this. Boom. No. Oh. I guess that's it. I guess everyone is attached to the first. 4. I feel like I'm missing one. Someone's attached the wrong one. First. Okay. %50 chance. Oh, we didn't lose the unity, so it didn't hit. First. This guy. He's attached to the army group. Well, that's not what I wanted at all. To the first. There we go. Fleet Auxiliary Carrier Doctrine is done. That is nice. So with that, it brings Carrier Task Force and Naval Underway Replenishment, which both can be researched. But we got a lot of research that's kind of under our belt. Let's actually see. Education is until 1938, which is fine. Completely fine. We have a lot of air stuff that needs to be researched, but it is not essentially a priority at the moment. This mechanized stuff, I'm not really going to be interested in at all. Not even slightly. Okay, so this, we have an entire 5 divisions there, so we can actually move that guy back like so. Alright, so that's good. That is really good. Okay, so this has 1 tank up there, but the other one's being upgraded. Okay, so we have 1 tank, and then we have right here, you and you need to be put together like so. Did that get rid of... I think I just lost the automatic upgrade on that unit. Well, I didn't lose it, it's still in the production queue. But it won't be viewed as an upgrade. Or maybe it will. Maybe it will. I'm not sure. These guys are done. Those guys are done. That guy's done. That guy's done. Cool. Oh, we got more generals. Awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, we got 1. What's this guy going? An infantry and an artillery. Where are you going? What are you supposed to attach to? Is there something over here? No, it wouldn't be something over there. Where would... Did I just build them accidentally? I'm sure I can attach them to like... Yeah, I'll attach them to this guy. If I can't find anywhere to put them, but... Seems weird. Let's see if I can attach him to the... He's the 5th. We'll place him there. No. Where did it place him? Placed him right... No, that's not him. Where the hell did it place him? Did it attach him to the 5th? This guy got placed somewhere. But... What the fuck? Or... Got placed over here. This 5th. That's where he is. So we're gonna go like that. We're gonna bring this guy over here. Like so. We're going to attach him. Because I don't know where else he's supposed to go. The units that he's supposed to go with have been already upgraded. And like these guys have already been. They don't need infantry. They're already set up perfectly. With the exception of that light armor. But everything else is set up for them. So, Salt concentration advance. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, our officer ratio needs to be fixed. I might have to dump some more tech into that. Espionage, we'll keep it there. Let's see, 3 instead of 4. Invade, why not? Invade our own coast. January 37. It doesn't take very long for them to upgrade. Let's actually take a look. I'm pretty sure if I bring, like, there's a couple of units here. These guys with militia and, well, this is garrison. Here's a couple militia, and we have a dual cavalry. Pretty sure if I were to bring them back, we might be able to upgrade them. There yet? No, almost. It's taking his dear sweet time. There we go. And then we'll move them. So the nice thing about invasion is it automatically brings the transports back for me, which is great. Alright, so here we are. Units have been upgraded. Units have been essentially set up. There we go. Get him back on the wagon. Like so. What was I saying? I was thinking something. Oh yeah. Quite happy with the procedure that this is taking. The process that we're taking. We are low on our biggest downfall right now is our lack of officers. However, let's see. Other than these units that are going to be done in April and May, we have no more officers required, and we are getting 11.6 new officers per day. However, we need, let me see, we need 7,000 officers. So 7,000 officers, 11.6 per day. That means every 10 days we're getting 100. Every 100 days we're getting 1,000. That means 700 days. That's a couple of years. We need to up that to, let's put it to 6. We need to get ready for the war, and that is not going to do it. Okay, what do we got now? Oh, no, that's the wrong one. 23 new officers. That means it's going to be a year. 6. So in order to do a 6 months, we're going to have to double it. Jesus. This is demanding. Okay, let's try, or not double it. Let's try that. 35. 35 new officers per day. That means 340 officers per 10 days. That means 3,400 new officers per 100 days. That means 200 days. And we'll have all the officers we need at 100%. That is, what is that, 8 months? Something like that. Shit. Still not enough. Needs to go higher. Fine, we'll put it higher. We're gonna do 12. There, 11.99, so that I get a full 16 over there. And that'll give me 46. That means 4,600 every 100 days. That means about 5 months. 4.5, 5 months, we're gonna get what we need, which is good. That's exactly what I was looking for. That's exactly what we need. We'll have 100% in 4.5 to 5 months. Geez, the requirements. Now, a lot of these are reserves. I wonder if that's going to increase the officer. Maximum organization strength is reduced by 50%. So that officer ratio might go up once we get closer to mobilizing. That's gonna suck. Oh well, we'll deal with that when the time comes. Anyways, this is a perfect time to end it. Yep, that's good. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you really enjoy this episode. If you like this episode, please hit the like button. If you're enjoying the series and you haven't already, then please subscribe. And I always love you guys' feedback and comments and all the stuff that you have to say, so don't forget to put that in the comment section below. Until next time, Keeves out.